Hello, my name is Adrienne Lee of Adrienne Lee Joywork, and this is your Moonday message for the week of May 11th, 2020. And the two cards that jumped out for us today as I was shuffling, we have the Four of Cups and the Magician. And I sense that this is so beautifully perfect as a description for the duality that we are sitting in this week individually and as entities, businesses, and other groups. We have a clear choice of how we want to look at, experience, and reframe what we are being gifted currently. The Four of Cups is the card of grief. It delves into the emotional body, the element of water. It speaks to being halfway through one's life or halfway through a process, as in this pandemic, and really feeling loss, feeling as though we have not had our needs met, feeling as though we are lacking. And I want to be clear that this may very well be true. I'm sitting in a very privileged place as a white person who owns a home and has some level of basic stability. There are many in this country, the United States, and around the world who do not. And so I want to honor those experiences, very much true. That without privilege, this is indeed an even deeper and greater hit and something to be grieved and walked through. And there are many, many people who do have homes, who do have their basic needs being met. And with this card, the Four of Cups, it's asking, are you aware of all of the good that you actually have? Are you aware, even in the midst of the stress of bills and not having work the way we were used to it being, and all of our normalcy being sideswiped and taken away? Are you aware of the blessings? Or are you simply in the grieving process with no judgment? You know, we get to choose our ride. We get to choose what we feel and what we experience. And sometimes we need to choose grief. We need to sit in the grief firmly and feel it in our bones and then move it through. There's no judgment here. It's just the energies that are alive for us this week are in this duality spectrum. We can sit in the grief process, or we can call on the magician who has all of the elements at their disposal, the magician who is the essence of creativity, the essence of using one's heart and skills and imagination and intuition and weaving together the elements and the threads and the things that we do have at our disposal to create a life and experience that is one we prefer. So those are the offerings, the energetic offerings that we have. It's very diverse, just like our experience collectively right now. Everyone has their opinion. Everyone has an idea of what's right and what's wrong. And we're being asked if we can soften and let go of this idea of right and wrong and allow one another to have the space to move through this process in a way that most serves each of us individually, knowing that that will serve the collective in the long run. And the stone that came forward to support is this beautiful clear quartz point, but it has a phantom amethyst growing within it. I'm not sure if you can see that or not. So we're connecting for, I believe it was last week or the week before, we had amethyst come through, really connecting us with that crown chakra, connecting us with the ethers, with our own inner knowing and our connection to great mystery, to the divine. We all have our own unique cord connecting us to that. And this phantom quartz reminds us of that. It reminds us that we can get really still, really quiet, and connect in to receive inspiration, energy, answers that we might be looking for. This stone, I feel, really supports either one of the cards that came through. In this particular shape, a stone in a point leads us to bringing our attention and focus into a very clear, concise point. So whether this week you are being called to dive into your grief, or you're being called to ignite and spark your creativity, whichever direction, allow yourself to give fully to it. Allow yourself to commit to it. There's no judgment. There's no shame. This is your experience. The only ask that the universe is offering right now is that you commit to it. Feel it fully to the extent of the experience so that you can breathe and move through to the next one. Thank you so much for taking a few minutes to share with me this week. I hope this message serves you well and that you have everything that you need. If you are liking these messages, if you feel a connection, I would love to invite you to my website at adrianleejoywork.com, or you can check out my Patreon page at Adrian Lee Joywork. Both have other content, other ways of getting to know me, and I would love to share space and support you in any way that you feel called. For the remainder of May, I am offering my services by donation only. So if that might serve you, please reach out. Thank you and have a beautiful day.